Hello, friends that live within the internet. My name is John, and in this video, I'm going to be sharing some time management secrets for software developers. Now, I have been working in software for 20 years, so some of these tips are things that I've learned along the way. I'm hoping you're going to get a load of good beneficial value from it. Now, if you haven't come across my videos before, my name is John. Please hit that subscribe button because I do weekly YouTube videos on development and productivity, so you don't want to miss out on all that good stuff. So let's crack on then and look at tip number one. The first tip that I'm going to share with you is not about time management, it's about tracking where you're spending your focused time. Now, this is really important because if you're trying to be productive, we've all got millions of things going on. We've all got emails, Twitters, Slacks, LinkedIn. There's a million ways to be distracted. Now, if you say to someone, you need to be more productive, the most common response is going to be, I do not have any time. I'm snowed under. I've got loads of shit going on in my life. And basically, without figuring out where you're spending your time, you're never going to find the extra time to work on that side hustle, learn that new programming language, start a YouTube channel, write that blog post, whatever it meant to be. So for example, if you install some of these tools which will start monitoring your time, you might figure out that you're spending an hour a day on Facebook. Now, simply cutting that hour of Facebook down to 30 minutes, that will give you 2.5 hours every week. Now, over the course of a year, that's pretty much a working week that you could get just by cutting out some small distractions. And the only way that you're going to know how long you're spending on Facebook or maybe on eBay is by installing some of these tools. So on the screen right in front of us, you can see that I've got Rescue Time up. I've talked about Rescue Time a few times. I think it is great. All you need to do is install a little installer. It's free, and then every week you'll get an email from them saying where you're spending your time. So this works on a system level. You can also get it to work on a browser level. But as you can see, I've been spending 32 minutes on a local host. I've been spending 31 minutes in Visual Studio Code. So this is really nice. This is my go-to tool that I recommend. Another one which you can use is WhackTime. Now this integrates with your IDEs. So this will get in Visual Studio Code. It'll also go into Visual Studio if you're a C# developer. So this one's really handy because it will tell you what language you're using. It will tell you where you're spending your time on what projects, and it will give you a nice breakdown of actually your coding metrics. Also, you have this leaderboard. I mean, check out this guy. He's doing 16 hours every single day on Rust. What a legend. Now, the other one, which you hopefully can see, is this one right up here. And this is called Web Time Tracker. Now, this is the final tool that I can recommend. So this is a Chrome extension. And with your Chrome extension, it will just monitor where you're spending your time. So you can see we have this all time option right here. Clicking on that will just show you that I spend most of my time in Miro or in Outlook or Google, so writing emails. So all you need to do for your first time management trick is install one of these free utilities and then monitor your time. After you start monitoring your time, just figure out where you can save, say, half an hour every day. Doing this will make you super productive. We have now managed to carve out an extra 30 minutes of free time every single day. However, the next really key question is, what are we going to spend our productive time on? And this is where the importance of goal setting really is important, because if you don't have your goals defined on paper that you can easily access and refer to, when you find yourself with free time, you will waste it. And without defining your goal somewhere, what will happen is if you by magic find some of this free time, you'll spend it on Netflix or Facebook or whatever it is, because you won't know what to work on and you'll get too burnt out. So what you want to do before worrying about being more productive is defining everything down on a piece of paper. Now, because we are software developers, what you pick will be very unique to you. However, there's probably some shared things that most people can relate to. So for me, if I wanted to learn a new computer language, I would probably go to Udemy, I would download a course, and then with my 30 minutes, I would commit to watching 30 minutes of that video and doing the project courses. Now, there's another one called the 100 Days of Code or the 100 Days of Coding Challenge. Now, this basically means that you're going to spend 30 minutes every day. You're going to commit to creating a project. You're going to publish it on Twitter with a hashtag, and then people are going to see it. And you're going to do this for 100 days. Now, potentially you want to increase your Stack Overflow a rep. So you might want to get to 1,000 points, or you might have 4,000 points, or whatever you want to get to. And this is a process of, every single day going in and answering some questions. You might decide that you actually want to contribute to some open source software. So what you might want to do is go through and start making commits every single day and chipping away and doing 30 minutes of progress. The point is that you want to define all your goals on paper that you can easily access so that when you have this free time, you don't squander it. Now, when it comes to writing down your goals and the approach and the technique you use, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of different systems out there which you can use. Now, the one that I've been using this year is called the 12-week year. As you can see from the screenshot in front of us, you can buy it from Amazon. It's only about 10 quid, it's very cheap. I've also done a review on my website, so I've done a blog post. You can go there and have a read of how I found my first 12-week year and the results and what I set my aims and all that sort of stuff for. That's going to be linked below. However, the premise of this is every year when we sit down in December and do our 1 year goals, do our New Year resolutions, what tends to happen is, people are really motivated from, say, January, potentially February, and then in March, people sort of give up. And then say towards November, December, people haven't thought about their goals for ages. So in the 12-week year, instead of sitting down and do this process once every year, you sit down and you define a year as 3 months or 12 weeks, and then you commit to doing it. And by having all the deadlines and all the time pressures, what the premise is you'll get more shit done because you're constantly under a deadline, so you'll be more productive. Again, it doesn't really make a difference what system you use. I recommend this one because it's fairly good. So every 12 weeks, you just go through and redefine your goals. However, it's up to you. The important thing is that you have your goals somewhere easily accessible that you can look at when you have this free time. The next step towards becoming a productivity ninja is daily journaling. And this one is really key. This is actually one of the most beneficial things that I've done in my life. So I can't stress how important this one is, and I recommend doing it. Now, there's loads of different ways of doing this. There's loads of different books. So as you can see on the screen in front of me, I started off using this 6-minute diary. This is one that I'm probably recommending the most. Currently, I'm using this thing called Millionaire Moments. I hope you can see that one. And basically what happens in these types of journals is that you have a thing where you just define the one thing you want to get done today, or the 3 most important things. And then at the end of the day, you review what you got done, what was good about the day, and what you'd like to get done tomorrow. Now, after this, I'm probably going to switch back to the 6-minute diary. I potentially do a review on this if anyone asks for it, because it is really important. However, the simply finding out 5 minutes every day to define what you want to work on is super key. So you have your 12-week year, which defines all your big goals, and this is the thing that you want to get done. And then you use your daily gratitude journal just to make sure that you're making incremental daily steps towards those goals. And these 2 things will make you so much more productive. It's one of the best time management tips that I can give anyone out there. I 100% recommend it. As you can see, I actually do it. I've got the book. I'm not talking about it. Now, if you don't like writing, you can also do this online. So you can use something like Evernote, or you could just use a note application. However, I find the process of writing things down super useful, so I recommend it. These 3 steps basically outline my productivity system. So I use those tools to monitor where my time is being spent, and if I can find any free time, brilliant. Then I define my 12-week big year goals. These are really important because I know where I'm heading. And then I daily journal just to make sure that my daily actions are being in line and helping me reach those big goals. This process is super simple. It doesn't have to cost you anything. However, if you follow this system and commit to it and you're consistently making action, trust me when I say this, you will hit any single goal that you put your mind to. It's amazing what you can do by just simply following a really simple process. Now, the next thing that I would like to talk to you about is productive time. Now, you need to find when you're most productive. Now, when I was 18, I used to bang out code and I used to have these monster sessions, work till about 5 o'clock in the morning, doing my university work. However, as I've got old, I need to do things now before I get up, or before anyone else gets up, more importantly. So what happens now is I tend to get up at 6 o'clock every morning, spend an hour writing or learning some coding techniques, whatever it is. However, I do it before anyone else wakes up, before I have to go to work or I get interrupted. And for me, and what I recommend to you, is figuring out what time works best for you. Now, one unconventional tip that I don't think most people talk about is that as a software developer, there's a high chance that you've probably got insomnia, and you might find a lot of your time waking up in the middle of the night not being able to sleep. this is a really great time to be productive. So what tends to happen is if I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and after about 15 or 20 minutes, I know that I can't get back to sleep, I will actually get up, grab my laptop, go to the lounge so I don't distract anyone, start writing for an hour, start doing something productive for an hour. And what happens is I tire myself out, I stop thinking about and ruminating about the things that I was thinking about, which was preventing me from working, and then I drop back to sleep. And then if I wake up at 7 p.m, so be it, I've done my hour of productive time. And this is sort of kind of key that, if you are finding yourself with insomnia, there's an extra amazing time there that you can do something productive, and it's also going to be less annoying for you. It might be that, before work you can get stuff done. It might be that you have to find an hour in your lunch break. It might be that, you can do some work at midnight. Doesn't make a difference, but find your sweet spot of when's right for you, and then just make sure that you're following the process and everything will happen and it will be beautiful and it'll all be magic. The last productivity tip that I'm going to give you in this video is to subscribe to my channel. Obviously, I talk about web development and productivity fairly regularly, so hitting that subscribe button for free, you'll get some more invaluable insights which will help you become more productive. Hey, that was a good advert, wasn't it? Otherwise, joking aside, I hope you found some benefit from this. Please leave your comments and your thoughts below. I'm happy to do more types of these videos. I've got a few more systems that I can talk to. So if you'd like me to review some journals, that sort of stuff, leave some comments and I will do those videos for you. Otherwise, if you haven't hit subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button, that's also a thing. Otherwise, hit that like button because it tricks YouTube into showing my video to people. Otherwise, I hope you found some value from this video. Hope you have an amazing day and happy coding.